Hi everyone, it's Cindy with the Celebration Company, and I want to share a little tutorial with you about putting together a flower arrangement. Tomorrow, I'm recording this on Friday, and tomorrow we are having a celebration for my mother who recently turned 70 years old. And because we were gone on her birthday, we didn't get to have a family celebration yet. So we've planned a little surprise for her, which is why I'm recording this, because I don't want her to see this. And we're going to have it tomorrow at a state park here in Kentucky. And I think it's going to be so much fun. I think she's going to be super excited. My brother is coming. And we've not seen him since Christmas, and only some of us got to see him at Christmas because of COVID. And so she's going to be super surprised that he's going to be there. And we are doing something super simple. Obviously, we will eat at the lodge, and we have a private room, and the kitchen staff will prepare our meals. So I don't have to worry about the catering part of it. It was super inexpensive to reserve the room. I only paid $75 for it. And they're providing the plates and the silverware and the tablecloths and the tables. And so it's just really a good place for us to meet halfway between us and my brother and get to spend some quality family time together, which is one of our top priorities. I'm very blessed to still have my mom and my dad. My mom is my adopted mother, but she's been my mother since I was 8 years old. So we are very blessed that we still have them and get to celebrate special occasions and just life in general with them. And so, but I did want to add some personality to the room. We wanted to do something that made it feel like it was about her. And so my brother is a phenomenal cake decorator, and he is making a cake, and I will share a photograph of that once I see it. It's going to be amazing. My mom is super huge into hummingbirds and any kind of birds at all. Both she and my dad are those kind of bird watchers. And so they've got lots of bird feeders, and they just love to see all the different types of birds come and eat the food that they leave for them. But she's especially a hummingbird lover. And so the cake is going to have a hand-sculpted hummingbird flying above the cake. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be amazing. I just know that it is, because all the other cakes that my brother has done has been phenomenal. He has discovered this talent late in life. He is actually an artist by trade, a phenomenal artist. He can paint anything with extreme detail, very, very real paintings. And so during COVID and his time off from work and stuff, he just decided he wanted to start baking. And he discovered that he is really, really good at it. And I'm so excited for him and what this journey is going to mean to him, because I guarantee you it's going somewhere. So be on the lookout for that, because I definitely will share it. It's going to have little pink rosette type looking flowers. He's doing kind of a pink and a white mixture, and then he's doing kind of a plum, I don't know if it's more than a plum color. It's a little more vibrant than plum. So it's got more of a purplish pink tint to it. And then also a really pretty red looking flower that's going to be really pretty. So Kayla and I went last night to Michael's. Hobby Lobby's floral department was not on sale. Michael's was on 40% off. So we went to Michael's and we picked out flowers that would match the cake. And so I decided, unfortunately, because I'm always behind the 8 ball, that hey, wouldn't it be cool to share this? Actually, I can't take the credit. It's Kayla. She decided that it would be really cool for me to share this with you all. And unfortunately, I had already put all 5 arrangements together And so you're going to miss some of the steps, but I'm going to tell you about them anyway. So this is one of the ones that is complete. As you can see, it's got that really pretty pinkish purple looking rose, almost like a garden rose flower in it. And then this really pretty, it's kind of a orangey red deep color. It's just beautiful. And then the base of the cake, he is doing in a robin egg blue. So the whole cake is going to be in that. So we've picked up on that color with these little flowers here and this little teal looking flower, kind of a, I don't know what it is. It's a berry looking thing. And then we're adding a bird to each arrangement. And so I'm going to walk you through how to do this, and let's get started. So I already had multiple blue ball jars or mason jars. I love these things. When I go to the flea market or the thrift stores, wherever, if they're a good price, I buy them because I'm addicted to them. I'm being honest. I'm addicted to them. I love them. I use them for decoration in my house. I use them to store things in. I love this color teal. Why? Because it reminds me of the ocean, which I absolutely love. The ocean is my happy place. And so that's why I collect these jars. And that's why I have teal in my house, because it reminds me of the ocean. So we're gonna do 5. I've already got them ready, but I'm gonna put this one together just so you all can see. Like I said, I've already put them together, so I've already cut the stems, but this is the red flower that I'm using. These flowers were like $7.99, I think, a piece, and so there was 40% off, so I don't know what that makes it, $5, something like that. I'm not a mathematician. I really need to use my calculator to figure that kind of stuff up, but we're going to go with $5, maybe a little less. And so, and my sister and brother and dad are helping me, so it really wasn't overly expensive. And I knew that if I went and tried to buy fresh flowers, I was going to spend just as much, and at least these we can keep and use them for future crafts. So this one was fairly long. I still have some of the stems that I cut. Where are they? Like this one right here. So it was a pretty long flower, as you can see. And so I had to cut it off. So I just used my wire cutters and snipped what I thought would work. You know, I knew, I kind of eyeballed it from the bottom of the jar and knew how much I wanted to stick out the top. And so this jar is what? I don't know what size. See, I don't use these to cook with. I use them to decorate with. So I don't even know what size jar this is. I think it's a quart. Anyway, don't y'all laugh at me because I'm laughing at myself. This jar is 6.5 inches tall. And the mouth, it's not one of the wide mouth ones, which I really like those. And those are very hard to find and very expensive. But anyway, this one is a little over 2 inches wide at the top. And so I've made my flower, including the flower, I've made it around about 14 inches tall. So the vase is, or the jar is around 7, so I pretty much doubled the size. Obviously, you can make it taller, you can make it shorter. It just depends on the look you're after, and it depends on how many flowers you have. Since I don't have a big, wide arrangement for the top, I didn't want it to be super tall because I don't want them flopping all about. I wanted it to kind of be nestled into the top of the jar. And so cut it and stick it in there. And literally, guys, if that's all you wanted to do, there's nothing wrong with that. You could even cut it a little bit shorter and it wouldn't tilt to the side maybe as much. But you don't have to do a ton to put something nice on your table for a centerpiece. Put a stem in it. You know what I'm even going to do? I'm even going to put water in it to make it look like they're real flowers, even though they're not. But I think they look real. So I'm going to use water instead of moss or stones or something like that. I'm just going to put some water in there, the flower, And then if you wanted, you could put a bow around here. You could do a scrappy bow, a regular bow, or you could just use some raffia. It's, you know, you don't have to be super fancy when you're doing these type of centerpieces. I mean, that is gorgeous. Sitting in the middle of like a 4x4 table, nothing wrong with that. So, but we wanted to pull out all the colors, so we're going to add some more stuff to it. Now, Michael's had these beautiful, I mean, they're just gorgeous. Their spring and summer stuff was 40% off. Again, these ranged anywhere from $5.99 to $7.99. So we actually picked out, and I'll show you, we actually picked out 5 different colors that all kind of pull in what we're doing for the party. And so I cut this down to size. This one is almost the same exact size as the big rose. This one is about 12.5 inches tall. So I did want this one to be just a little bit shorter. It could go to 12 inches, it could go to 11 inches, because once you put it in there and you kind of cockeye it, then you see, you know, you get the different heights, and that's what you want. You don't want all your flowers to be up here at the top one height. So, you know, you want to graduate the heights of your flowers, and depending on where you're putting them, you know. So like, I've got this one sitting over here at 12.5 inches. If I'm going to do another one just like it on this side, I'd probably want to go about 12.5 inches with it. I like keeping things symmetrical. You all know that about me. And so typically if I'm building a flower arrangement, I kind of try to do that. You know, I don't take my ruler out and measure it. I eyeball it. I just go, oh, I think I can cut it right here. If it's still too long, I try to err on the side of caution. I always make them too long, because you can always cut it off. I will give you a hack, a trick. If you do cut too much off and you really need it to be longer, take what you cut off, put it on your stem, and then take this floral tape right here and just tape the 2 pieces together. So, you know, you literally just take this around. You got to hold them and get you a good grip going. But literally, you just keep rolling this around until you get it completely taped, and there you've got your height back again. So don't think you can't fix stuff. Now, it's going to be harder to do that kind of thing with real flowers, fresh flowers, but with silk arrangements, you can totally do this stuff. I've had flowers where I've bought a short stem of flowers that just weren't long enough for my arrangement, and so I'll add a stick to them, you know, like a small dowel rod or one of those green floral picks. Do what you have to do to make it the size that you need it. But for me, you know, I don't need it to be super long, and so I had already cut off what I didn't need. So we've got our 2 flowers in there now, just like that. We wanted to add a little bit of yellow to it, because who doesn't like yellow in flowers? I mean, yellow is just sun. You know, it's just light. It makes you feel happy. I don't know how anybody can look at the color yellow, especially the bright yellow, and not see joy and happiness in yellow. Now, if you're looking at like a mustard yellow or a baby poop yellow, okay, I get that, but not the bright yellow. So we bought, here it is. This was a stem. I think it was like $5.99, $6.99. There was enough for me to cut 5 pieces off of one stem. So each one of my arrangements is getting one of these stems. So basically $1 a vase. I'm using one bunch of flowers, sticking it in here, and it adds just a little bit more color to it and a little bit of depth to it. And I mean, it can go in the front, it can go in the back. It's totally up to you. If you think you've got too many leaves on something, then pull them off. You know, if you've got too many leaves down in the bottom of your vase, pull them off. Just because they're on there doesn't mean you have to use them. You know, doing flower arranging is truly all about your vision and what you see and how you want it to look. And you just mess with it and mess with it until you say, hey, I'm happy with that. So literally, that's one reason why I love to do flower arranging, because you can't mess it up. You just can't. There's too many ways to fix what, if you cut something off too short, you can fix it. If you don't like the way they're arranged, then pull them out and do it again. That's one reason I love to do flower arranging, because anybody can do it. Truly, anybody can do it. Then we went to Joann's afterwards because we were looking for some fabric. I wanted to have like a 18-inch by 18-inch square piece of fabric that's raveled all the way around the edges and underneath each centerpiece. And so we bought this pretty yellow, well, I don't think we need that. We bought this pretty yellow fabric that we're going to put underneath each arrangement. So each arrangement is going to have one thin piece of this cloth underneath it on top of the white tablecloth. I think that's going to be really pretty, and it's just going to make the flowers pop that much more. And so we went to Joann's in search of fabric, and we ran across these flowers, and we thought, wow, those would be really pretty because they kind of pick up on the robin egg color. They're not quite robin egg blue, but they're pretty daggone close. And we just thought, you know, we need that. And so they were $3 a stem, and they were half off. And so I think they were half off. They were either half or 40% off. But anyway, they were on sale. And so I bought 5 of them, one for each jar. And so I'm just going to stick this in here. I'm not even going to cut it apart. You know, I'm going to use it as is. You could always cut it apart if you wanted to. It's the exact height as when I bought it. You know, I'm not cutting it shorter. I'm not adding any length to it. I'm just putting it in there, messing it, pulling it apart, you know, feathering it out a little bit. And that's what we have so far. See how it's coming together? But like I said, if you're a minimalist and you don't want a bunch of different stuff, you don't have to. If you want to do 2 of the same flowers, you can do 2 of the same flowers. It is truly whatever you want. Just because I'm using these flowers doesn't mean that you can't go out and buy something completely different and make something just as beautiful. I'm trying to just make sure everybody understands this is truly just a concept and a tutorial. It's not meant for you to duplicate it as is, because not everybody's going to be able to find the same exact flowers. Not everybody has blue mason jars, but you've got the concept. And then we bought these little teal berry looking things, kind of a deep teal blue. Love those. I could totally see that in my house, you know, in an arrangement of my colors. These, we bought 2 stems of these. I think they were like $3 a piece as well. And there, I could get 3 stems out of each one. And so, you know, super cheap, inexpensive way to get a pretty flower arrangement. And I liked that sitting in the top, kind of like that. And so that's the arrangement so far. Now, since my mom likes birds, we found a package of birds at Michael's they were kind of expensive. I'm not going to lie. At first I said, no, I'm not spending that. But then the more that we looked and the more we price compared, I realized that, you know what, for what they are, and they were on, I had a coupon. That's what it was. I had a coupon. So I got them on sale. So I ended up paying like $13 for 6 of them. And they all came in a package. I don't know where my box went to that I was using. And that they came here. Here it is. They came in a box like this. And like I said, they were like $15, $16.99 to begin with. So they were not cheap. But with the 20% off coupon, I got them for 13 something. If I'd tried to buy individual birds, I was going to end up spending just about as much money. And the birds that I was going to buy individually weren't big enough. And so I just decided to take the plunge, especially since I have some help with the money part of it. But isn't he cute? This is one of them. You know, for all you bird lovers out there, I know you're going to love them. And they each have a clip. And so I'm literally going to clip it to a stem. I'm not going to glue it. That way I can use it again or give it to my mom if she wants it. But there was that one, and then we've got this really cute orange one right here. He's super pretty. And then, oh, I love this one because he's got yellow and the light blue in him. Isn't he beautiful? I tell you, you know, these are obviously store-bought, but I guarantee you there's a bird out there that looks just like these. And it just amazes me, all God's creations and how beautiful they each are is amazing to me. Being in St. Lucia, seeing all the different variety of flowers, all the different varieties of fish, all the different varieties of coral that's under the ocean, a whole world under the sea that we never get to see unless we have the privilege of snorkeling or scuba diving or something like that. Just blows me away at what all God has created that we don't even know about. But I just think these little birds are super duper cute. And then the one that I've already put together has got a really pretty blue bird. And he just is adorable sitting in there. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick one of these out to clip onto the top of one of these stems. And it's just, I mean, it's truly just that easy. I think I'll go with this one. I'm going to go with this little one that has a little bit of red in him. And I'm just going to kind of lean one of these flowers sideways and then just play with it. And there she is, sitting on top of that little flower. Just so pretty. I love birds too, and I love to decorate with birds. All right, now, I definitely think we need a bow because that's what we do around here. And I had this ribbon already. I got it at Hobby Lobby last summer. Don't know if they have it this summer, but I got it for a wreath that I made last year for my front door. I love this. And it picks up almost every color that my brother is using in the cake. So I'm going to use this. And then since it's kind of like a little country flair to it, a French country flair, I feel like anyway, I picked up, or I had some of this, the red and white gingham. I got some of it at Walmart. Some of it came from the Dollar Tree around Christmas time. So I'm going to use that. And then, of course, I'm going to use some raffia. And so all I'm going to do is put, oh, and I'll tell you how long I cut them. Each piece, I just cut, you know, I just eyeballed it. They're about 19 inches long. And obviously, you know, you just need to gauge it based on what vase you're using. And so I put my two pieces together just like this, and then I'm just going to wrap it around the top of the jar, and then I'm going to tie it one time. And I can't do it backwards for you all because I'm not that talented to try to do it from the other side. But so I'll show you. So far I've just kind of looped it like that, just like you're tying a shoestring. And then I'm just going to pull both of the pieces tight like this, just like that. And that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take, just make sure that's good and secure. Make sure your tails are the right direction and positioned the way you want them. And then I'm going to cut me off some raffia, you know, about 6, 7, 8 inches long, just long enough so that it shows up in your bow and hangs out good. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in the center of the bow, okay? And then I'm going to take the two gingham tails and I'm going to tie the gingham, I'm going to tie it around the gingham. That's hard to say. So I'm going to put it in the middle of the bow. I'm going to take each tail of my gingham and I'm going to tie the raffia into the gingham. I hope that makes sense. So see, I've got the gingham. It's hard to twist, but I've got the gingham around the raffia. I'll tie one time. You know, if you need to adjust where your raffia is, then just do that before you make it tight. Once you get it good and tight, tie it in a knot. Just like this. So it's all tied and snug and secure. Now I'm going to straighten it up. So then just go back and mess with it, play with it, make it look pretty, and cut off any excess raffia that's hanging too low. You know, just pretty it up. Sorry y'all can't see. And then I would go back with some fabric scissors and just angle the edges of your tails. So that's what it looks like. It doesn't have to be perfect because the raffia is not going to allow it to be perfect because raffia is crazy that way. And so just angle, then cut your tails at an angle, and I'll show you what I mean when I'm done here. Like that. So I just cut them at an angle. If you wanted to cut like a little V out of each one, you could do that, but I just kept it simple and did that. And then once it's all tied together, fluff her up the way you want her to be, and you're done. You have a beautiful centerpiece ready to go. So far we've got these two centerpieces, and they're going to sit on top of this pretty yellow cloth like this. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. So I hope you all have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned a little bit about flower arranging. Y'all have a great day, and we will see you again soon. Talk to you later. Bye.